Welcome. My name's Nikki, and this is our first episode of our new channel that we are going to be doing a lot of fun cooking for you. We're going to be doing mostly easy weeknight meals for all those busy moms. We're going to be pulling recipes here and there from family and friends and recipes that I've been cooking for years. We're going to do some entertaining, and we are going to just have fun with this. If there's any recipes that you want me to try, totally on board. And I just want to have fun and enjoy this new process. So we're going to get started. If you love to cook, here we go. So for our first dish that we're going to do today is a dish that I created from my eldest son's baby shower. He's 32 now, so that's how long I've been making this dish. Someone at the party made it, and I loved it, and I went home and tried to figure out how to create my own version of it, and this is what we're going to show you today. So I call this recipe, it's my chicken pesto tortellini pasta, and it's very simple. So I use cheese tortellini, but you can use any tortellini you like, penne pasta, jack cheese, chicken. Now this is a chicken that I actually cooked yesterday. I roasted a chicken for dinner. We didn't use all of it, which is why I decided this would be the perfect recipe for today. So I peeled it all, cubed it up, and that's what we're going to use in the pasta. I've got cream of mushroom soup, pesto, onion, and parm towards the end. And then we'll come over to the stove and we'll get started. Okay, so I already have my pasta water heating up because this dish comes together so quick that you want to have this going. Because by the time you kind of start this, give it about 5 or 6 minutes or so, you can throw in your water, and then the rest of it comes together. By the time your pasta is done, your sauce is done, and then you mix and eat. So I've got that going. I'm going to turn that up a little bit. I have my pan on in this dish. And again, I like to use Dutch ovens for this dish. And I'm delivering this pasta to all my kids tonight, so I'm making a good amount. But I will have the recipe listed for you. So I'm melting some butter and some olive oil. And you want to be generous because this has a lot of cheese and everything that you want to get all melted in. Okay, now that the butter and olive oil are all hot, we're going to add in our diced yellow onion. And we are going to cook this until they're translucent, but you don't want to caramelize them. You don't want to, get them dark or brown. If you start seeing them turn light brown or anything, you kind of want to reduce your heat because you just want a nice translucent color on these. Okay, so the onions are almost there before we can start adding our other ingredients. So I'm going to go ahead and toss in the penne. The nice thing about this too is the penne takes a lot longer than the tortellini. Do it to the instructions on your package. So I start the penne out first, and then when that has the few minutes left to add in the tortellini, I'll add it all at once. So you're only dealing with one hot pot. Okay, our onions are ready, so I'm going to add a little garlic powder. And then we're going to put in our cream of mushroom soup. And our jack cheese. Oh yeah, I think it can handle it all. And then to this, I'm going to use marsala, and you are going to see that I use marsala a lot in my cooking. I think it adds such a great richness to a dish, and it's a great additive. So When I first started doing this, I made it with like chicken stock, and I've made it with white wine, water. But I think the marsala is the way to go. Tilt that a little. That's going up good. Now we're going to just let the cheese melt before we add the chicken and the pesto. All right, the cheese is almost melted, so we can go ahead and add in our pesto. And our chicken. If you didn't have a chicken that you cooked the night before and were using leftovers, you can, my substitute for that is I buy boneless, skinless chicken breasts and then just saute them up in a pan and cube them. All right. If you have a really, see how thick this is? We're going to thin this out a little bit with some pasta water. The penne is almost ready and for us to add in the tortellini. And you can see how fast this came together. So sauce is done. We're just going to let it kind of melt together. We'll add our pasta and then it'll be time to eat. See you back in a minute. Okay, so the penne is to the texture that I want for us to go ahead and add in the tortellini. And the tortellini will only take probably 3 minutes. Once it all floats to the top, you know it's good to go. But I'm going to put the lid back on since we cooled down our water a little bit. Our sauce is already ready. So all we're waiting on is the pasta to cook. We'll put it all together and plate it up. All right, so our pasta is ready. So we are just going to take it from one pot and put it right into another pot. And you can go ahead, don't worry about draining it, because if the pasta water is a little, or the sauce is a little thick, the pasta water is a great additive to thin out your sauce. I use it almost every time I cook pasta. All right, let's give the, ooh, broke one open. Let's give this a stir. All right, and the only thing that we need to add to this, it's so funny, I'm looking at the color. I normally use my own pesto for this dish, but I used it all, so I can hardly wait till I get another batch of pesto to make it again, because it's, if you have your own homemade pesto, the color is a lot different, but this is good. The prepared ones are very good. All right, we're going to add our Parmesan cheese, and I use Parmesan Reggiano. We're going to mix this. And then we always top it with a little more parm too. Okay, I'm going to get this to the table and we're going to serve up. Okay, so I serve this. Sometimes I'll make a salad, but sometimes during the week you just don't want to. So I serve this either with a vegetable or a salad, but tonight we're going to just have pasta. And got to have some great French bread with pasta. My husband makes this sourdough and it's fabulous. So let's give it a try. Top it with a little more parm. And let's give it a taste. It is just a hearty pasta that feeds the soul. It was probably, to say 40-minute max from start to finish. That's prepping everything. And your family hopefully will love it. Please try it. Please let me know what you think. Please like and subscribe. And we'll see you next time.